hey, let's talk electron configurations. Okay, so there was questions on noble gas notation. I'm just going to review with you all electron configuration information using the periodic table that you should know. Okay, so if we want to do an electron configuration, first of all, we have our different blocks and the different numbering system. The S block is the first two rows and helium, and we number 1 through 17. The P block is the last 6 rows, and we do 2 through 7. It should match up with the S row. The D block is this middle section, and it starts at 3. It's always 1 less than the row it's on. And then the F block is the bottom 2 rows, and it is 2 less than the row it goes in. The F block fits in the 6th and 7th row, okay, like this. Let's see if I can get the camera up high enough so you can see it. It fits in the 6th and 7th row between the S and the D block. Okay, so I just moved the F block up here. Okay, so to do an electron configuration, so let's say I want to do the electron configuration for technetium. What I'm going to do, I write the symbol for technetium, Tc, and in just a full electron configuration, I start at the top and I work my way down to technetium. So technetium is right here. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm in the first row, so that's a 1, S block, and I count across 1, 2, so that's 1s2. Then I'm in the second row, S block, and there's 2, so that's 2s2. I'm going to continue across the second row, and I'm in the second row still, but now I'm in the P block, and I count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go to the third row, and I have the S block 2, third row, P block 6. Then I'm in the fourth row, and it's 4s2. And then now I'm in the D block. And remember, the D block is 1 less than the row you're on. So we're in the fourth row, so it's going to be 3D. And we count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I write 3D10. Then I go back to 4 for the P, and I go across 6. Then I do the fifth row, 5s2, 4D, but because the technetium is in the 4D, I'm not going to count all the way across. I'm just going to count over to it. So it's 4D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I end with 4D5. So that's how we do the full electron configuration with the periodic table. But now let's do noble gas notation. With noble gas notation, we just go to the last noble gas before the elements we're doing. And remember, the noble gases is this last column here. Okay, so we're going to go to the last noble gas and then just write the row we're on. So if I wanted to do the noble gas notation, let's say for germanium, so I'm right here. Okay, the last noble gas, I'm going to go all the way to the end of the row and then up 1. The last noble gas before germanium is argon. So doing the electron configuration for germanium, I'm going to write G for germanium, colon, and then I'm going to put in brackets argon, which means the electron configuration up through argon. Then I'm going to just start at the beginning of the row I'm on. So the beginning of the row is 4, S block, 1, 2. Then I'm at 3D, count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3D10. And then I'm in 4P, and I'm just going to count over to germanium, 1, 2, 4P2. And so I'm just writing out the electron configuration for the row that germanium is on. Let's try this for another one. Let's try this for one that has the F block in it. So let's say I want to do the noble gas notation for, let's do this for lead, PB. Okay, so here's PB. I'm going to go to the end of the row and then up 1. And so the last noble gas was xenon. Then I'm going to start the electron configuration with the row I'm on, which is 6s2. Now remember, the F block fits in after here. So after I do 6s, I'm going to go ahead and do 4f. And then I'm going to count across on the 4F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I write 4F14. When I'm all done with the F block, then I jump back up to 5D. So then I'm going to do 5D, count across 10, then 6P, and I'm just going to count over to lead, which is 6P2. Okay, so with the F block, you got to remember where it fits in. So let's do this now let's do this for radium. So radium is Ra, it's right here. Okay, so for radium, we are going to go to the end of the row, up 1, and you'll see the last noble gas is radon, Rn. Then we just start at the beginning of the row and 7s, count over 2, and then I'm going to stop because that's what I'm going for. And so it's just 7s2. So what if we have something that is in the F block? So if it is at the F block, we got to remember, so let's say I'm doing this for samarium right here. If I'm going to do this for samarium, you got to remember that this is part of this 6th row. So I'm going to go to the end of the 6th row and up 1. So for samarium, the last noble gas is xenon. Then I'm going to do my 6s2. And then right after 6s, I jump down to 4f, and I'm just going to count over to samarium 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to, or 5, 4f, 5. Okay, so this is how you do noble gas notation. If you have any other questions on this, please send me a message and I can make more videos, or I can video chat with you and answer your questions. Hopefully you found this helpful.